funny thing to be so. Funny thing that only for see there?
Look, there are people, see the cars going, people, the drive force. Look at people. I told you it's going, people. The whole community is going to go, people. Look at it. Look what's happening now, people. Tap up the live, people, and share the live, people. See, that's a car. It's leaving, more people. See there, people? See what's happening on the car. So, people, there's an opening now. There's an entrance for the coming to a bar to be washed away. Because that's where we're all in the first part of it. And now, as we stand here and we see what is happening, people, once that is removed, then it's heading straight into the community of Bottom Yard.
Heavy flooding hit southwestern Jamaica, with strong winds tearing roofs off buildings and sending boulders crashing onto roads on Tuesday as Hurricane Melissa made landfall as a powerful Category 5 hurricane, one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes ever recorded. Desmond McKenzie, vice chairman of the Jamaica Disaster Risk Management Board, urged people to seek shelter and stay indoors as the storm passed over the island. Jamaica, this is not the time to be brave, he said. This satellite image provided by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, shows Hurricane Melissa moving northwest across the Caribbean Sea, taken on October 27. As to why Hurricane Melissa's slow intensity and speed are a recipe for disaster, the Jamaican government said it had done everything it could to prepare, warning of severe damage from the strongest hurricane to hit the island since records began 174 years ago. There is no infrastructure in this region capable of withstanding a Category 5 earthquake, said Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The question now is the speed of recovery. That is the challenge. Damage from strong winds is expected in Melissa's core region, and Jamaica's highest mountains could experience wind gusts of up to 200 miles per hour, said Michael Brennan, director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. The Jamaican government said it was doing everything it could to prepare, warning of severe damage from the strongest storm yet to hit the island. There's no infrastructure in this region capable of withstanding a Category 5 earthquake, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said. The question now is the speed of recovery. That's the challenge. Landslides, downed trees, and numerous power outages were reported as Melissa made landfall near New Hope. Officials warned that cleanup and damage assessments could be slow. The storm is expected to cut diagonally across the island and head toward Cuba, where the first rains have begun to fall. Colin Bogle, a Mercy Corps counselor based near Kingston, said most families are sheltering in place despite government evacuation orders in flood-prone communities. He took shelter with his grandmother in Portmore, where everything was plunged into darkness this morning after a loud boom. The noise was constant, he said. People are anxious and trying to hold on until the storm passes. Strong wind damage is expected in Melissa's core, and Jamaica's highest mountains could experience wind gusts of up to 200 miles per hour, 322 kilometers per hour, said Michael Brennan, director of the National Hurricane Center. This would be a very dangerous scenario, he said, warning of total structural failure. Storm sets two records. Hurricane Melissa's 295 kilometers / 185 miles per hour, winds and 892 millibar central pressure equaled 2 records for the strongest Atlantic hurricane ever to make landfall. Its pressure, a key measure used by meteorologists, matched that of the 1935 Labor Day hurricane in Florida. Its wind speeds matched those of the 1935 hurricane and Hurricane Dorian in 2019, said hurricane scientists Phil Klotzbach of Colorado State University and Brian McNulty of the University of Miami. This is truly a tremendous storm, Klotzbach told the Associated Press. As of Tuesday afternoon, Melissa was packing sustained winds of 260 km/h, 160 miles per hour, and moving northeast at 8 miles per hour, 13 miles per hour, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami. The storm was centered about 20 kilometers, 12 miles, south of Montego Bay, Jamaica, and about 350 kilometers, 220 miles, southwest of Guantanamo, Cuba. A life-threatening storm surge of up to 4 meters, 13 feet, was expected to hit southern Jamaica, prompting officials to worry about the impact on several hospitals along the coastline. Health Minister Christopher Tufton said some patients had been moved from the ground floor to the second floor, and we hope that will be sufficient to address the potential surge in cases. A man called a local radio station and said he urgently needed help for a woman in western Jamaica who was in labor as the storm prepared to make landfall. The host pleaded with listeners to tell the man the safest hospital before an obstetrician arrived to provide detailed instructions on how to deliver the baby if needed. McKenzie said the government was ready to conduct rescues as soon as the storm passed. We have boats, helicopters, whatever. The storm has caused 7 deaths in the Caribbean, including 3 in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic, where another person remains missing. More than 240,000 customers experienced power outages before the storm arrived, and about a quarter of the telecommunications system was down, said Daryl Vaz, Minister of Transportation and Energy. He said officials would clean and test the island's 2 main international airports on Wednesday, hoping to receive emergency aid flights as early as Thursday. UN agencies and dozens of nonprofits have prepared food, medicine, and essential supplies. Matthew Samuda, Jamaica's Minister of Water and Environment, said he has more than 50 generators available for use after the storm, but warned the public to conserve clean water and use it sparingly. Every drop will count, he said, as others awaited aid distribution after the storm. Hurricane Melissa is expected to make landfall in eastern Cuba late Tuesday or early Wednesday morning. Up to 51 centimeters of rain is expected in some areas, along with significant storm surge along the coast. Residents of Santiago de Cuba, the island's second largest city with more than 1 million residents, spent Tuesday frantically preparing for Hurricane Melissa. Few people took to the streets, while state television showed Cubans in rural areas rounding up animals and protecting crops. Floodwater from Hurricane Katrina floods streets near downtown New Orleans in August 2005. Hurricane Katrina, 20 years later. Hurricane science has advanced significantly in the past 20 years, but that progress is now under threat. Dinah Mendoza, 36, made no secret of his concern about the impending storm.
Thanks guys.
May God have mercy on us, because this disaster is coming with incredible force, Mendoza said. Anything can happen. Authorities in the eastern province of Holguin prepared to evacuate more than 200,000 people on Tuesday and had evacuated a similar number earlier from the town of Baines. Reports on social media and state television showed blue and white buses transporting evacuees to shelters Tuesday morning. Families carried babies and their belongings, while elderly people helped them up with canes as they disembarked. Hurricane Melissa has also battered southern Haiti and the Dominican Republic, with a tropical storm warning remaining in effect for Haiti. The storm is expected to turn northeast and hit the southeastern Bahamas on Wednesday night.